Upon the midnight hour, a new light had twisted the life upon the forest realm floor where lay now the dregs and bones of where it was before. As the crying trees worked and whipped, the bark had dripped where crimson blood dripped. A calm whistle had cut through the silence of the void where dead sound was louder than a scream. Through oozing, gnarled branches a figure stood still. A sinister grin reflected the sins of the writhing wood around him. Shrouded and driven by demented desires, he took on through the forbidden path, all but safe. His cloak hovered behind him like a spectral blackened wraith. There, in the moonlit meadow, drowning in the sorrows of murderers, thieves and liars, stood the trophy of his deepest heart's desires. A tree that stood tall and strong above the rest. To touch its bark, he would be blessed. Closer he edged for the elixir he sought. He delved his hand deep into an opening knot. But then, silence. The knot closed around his wrist, and his skin began to bubble. He shouted loud, but no one could hear his struggle. Black as hate, his veins turned as he felt his mind crack and split. All he could do was splutter and spit, a slave to the tree he had to commit. But just like that, it loosened its grip. He wasted no time and was gone in a second, for his only escape had beckoned. He ran the length of the bleeding wood. His head had burst inside his hood. The screams and howls grew louder and louder. His sanity had been devoured. He made it out to the very end, but he could not stop and tread. There in the distance was a lone-lit stead, solemnly sitting on an orchard bed. He reached that door and rapped 3 times, opened up and saw him. A ghostly white sight. I invited him in for the night. He clambered inside and fell to the floor. I'd never seen such illness before. His complexion was like a polished bone, a pale spectral tone so bizarrely irregular to be a member of my society, let alone that of the mortal living realm. Quickly I dropped to his aid, afraid for what impending fate had befallen this wildly convulsing creature. Within his sunken skeletal features lay trapped a tortured soul, so wretched and possessed with a terrible curse. I insisted on assisting my guest, so tormented with such discomfort and anguish I grappled him into arrest. His charcoal garments were roasting and damp with sweat, and to touch him was an instant regret. A chill ran through me like a bolt of lightning, and what followed was altogether frightening. Submerged under pasty white skin were venomous black, putrid veins, pulsating tendrils of suffering and pain. As the tortured thing swung round for spring, so he did with a devilish grin. Each sharp and bestial fang laced with utmost sinister intent. I knew my luck was well spent. Without much devils on my back, the beast had awoken, pinned me and snapped. His hungry eyes were a blood red, hanging with a wretched dread. Helplessly I lay beneath. His great frothing tongue pushed hard against bare teeth. Surrender your blood, laughed the creature, driven by the blackest witchcraft. Oh, but today shall not be the day, for you see your malevolence is a poor disguise for your vulnerability. Oh, and what might that be, jested the creature manically. Ah, well you see, you underestimate me, foul creature, for you see, your madness is power, but your body is weak. My heart is that of strength, and my arms shall be that of spears. And with that heartfelt recital, and to the horror of the creature, I drove my fist through its sternum, and began ripping out its eternal black, twisted organs that he slithered and writhed in my hands. Then I proceeded to eat its terrible face. The end.